What's up, fam? It's Tanya, talk with Tanya, Tanya J LLC. You guys know we do life, we do leadership, we do unapologetically on purpose. That means every day we are trying to help you to figure out how to fit the puzzle piece of life together so you do life right and you do it well. We've been talking about just encouraging different areas, different ways of how I'm hitting you this week because I just want to do what I'm feeling and being led to. First talked about, just reminding you that if he started it, he gonna finish it. Don't get caught up in the middle of how it's gonna get there. Just know that he'll finish. Yesterday we talked about just the fact that um, it just might be some necessary adjustments being required of you. Some bobbing and weaving, some going with the punches that will get you there. Because if you stick to your plan, how you thought it was going to be may not be how it's going to be. But if you go on and go with what's coming at you and what you're dealing with and going and finding a way to still pursue, you'll get there. And so today, my god sis was like, I know you're going to talk about Madam C.J. Walker. What the thing about the miniseries that was inspired by her called Self-Made really left me with more than anything and really resonated with what I wanted to talk about this week was that most of the time it's you against you. It's not other folk necessarily that you're competing with. It's not what you see and they got going on. It's you against you. Good or bad, it's you fighting you. That's what I picked up and what really just stuck with me. Because yes, you saw her in the fight and in the battle ring with the fictional character named after Miss Malone. But she really was fighting against herself. And she was really fighting against what she knew was in her, but unsure of how she could do it when she wasn't sure of herself. And so as I thought about that, I feel like there's a lot of people, even now, with what's going on, that they fighting against themselves more than anything. Yes, they see others that are possibly doing well, but then they also see others that are not. And you would think that either way, that would be what the situation was, but the inner workings, the inner turmoil is really them against them. Studying back in the day, Lord, I'm taking myself back. Shakespeare, one of the common things that they would always talk about was man versus man, you versus you. And that's always been the fight. You know what I'm saying? That's always the fight. Is you versus you. Sometimes it's good, meaning it'll help to push you and to encourage you and to keep you going. But sometimes it's bad. And so I wanted to encourage those that are feeling less than, because like I said, they had these things that they had in mind that they wanted to do. They had this vision for 2020. They had this hope. They had this faith. They had this prayer. They had this wish. They had this dream. And some of them stepped out on it. And you like, so you just gonna leave me out here, God? Listen, I'm being real. We having a real conversation. You just gonna leave me out here like this, bad like this? So my brook done dried up, then my reserve done dried up, then my pasture done dried. I ain't got. I'm out here bad. And so there begins to be this thing. Well, maybe I didn't have it right. Maybe I was never supposed to do this. Maybe I was never good at this. Cause see, that's where in the movie, anytime it looked like she was fighting against that old Addie Malone, she was really fighting against herself, because that's when all of the things that she thought of herself and all those things that people said about her and all that, but more than anything she thought of herself, came up. And so what I can say is this: don't let what's going on around you negate what you know he put in you. Don't let the lie be made true. Call it a lie. When you hear it, when you feel it, when you sense it, call it a lie. It's not the truth. That's not what was said. Nevertheless, do y'all know that's one of my favorite words? Listen, that's one of my favorite words. Nevertheless, in spite of, despite. Those are some of my favorite words. You know why? Because that means it ain't over. That means it's not over. That means there's something else to this thing. Nevertheless, he still has time. He still has time. Understand that and know it. There's still time for everything to happen, to be, to become, to do. You just don't give up on you. You just don't give up on him. You stop fighting you. It's enough out there to do it for you. Okay? So I'm going to just encourage y'all this week. Let's not do this you versus you because it's enough of it already out there. Let's do some things that will keep us pushed, keep us uplifted, and keep us encouraged. Nevertheless. Peace, y'all.